Shri Tripura Rahasyam MahatmyaKhandam Chapter 5. Then Parasurama in excitement quickly travelled towards north to reach the hermitage of Dattatreya. On his way, Parasurama thought within himself about the nature of worldly affairs. All these days I never thought about important matters. Just as a person fallen in a flood is dragged by it, just as a blind person who does not know the route reaps the same fruit by following another blind person, people by and large ignorantly follow the action of others. Also, they think that the wrong result is due to something else. Seeing some good result due to divine plan, people deluded by thirst for results take that to be due to some other action. Just like a fish greedy about meat gets caught in a fish hook, persons greedy about small imaginary pleasures end up in difficulties. What happiness has anyone got in this cruel worldly journey? Starting from an insect to an outcast person, every being is continuously striving for happiness. The pleasure of a king of the three worlds is similar to the pleasure experienced by a worm in the urine and excreta in respect of taste and copulation. Everything is desired indeed for the sake of the body born out of the five elements. That body is filled with urine, excreta, blood, flesh, sinew, and bones. It is reprehensible, highly despicable, and the cause of misery. Sons, friends, wives are all related to this despicable body. It is reproachable that they take this body, which is perishable, extremely terrible, and intolerable, to be the self. It is very well known to every unlettered and the learned in this universe that there is not even an iota of good characteristic in this deplorable body. People take this body, which ceaselessly throws out liquid, which smells of dirt and filth, which is filled with excreta, urine, and phlegm, which is full of hair, skin, and blood, to be supremely good and dear, and decorate it with scent and aromatic flowers, and ignorantly feel happy about the decorated body. They forget that the body, which is well built because of excessive sap, is a flock of urine, excreta, and phlegm which flow out daily, and the body itself is deteriorating every moment. This body is being consumed by old age and is defiled by diseases. It spreads foul smell by the oozing marrow of the wound, sweating and lacking luster. It is inauspicious, being eaten up by a host of worms. It is dirty with filth, seeing such a body of another in this condition. The ignorant thinks of his body as always young and permanent. In such a dreadful body, men and women, mutually deluded, see beauty. Excepting for a mass of filth, blood and bone, it needs to be reflected upon and demonstrated where, ingeniously in the body, the beauty stays. It is a wonder that extremely infatuated persons, because of delusion, see and desire for beauty in this body, which stings like a corpse, which is highly reproachable, which is perishable, which causes pain, which is short-lived, and which causes fear. What special difference could be in a woman's body? other than atoms, than in the body of a man, which by its beauteous look increases desire in lustful persons, and those two breasts are just balls of flesh that have erupted from filthy flesh. Alas, fie upon those men who, like filth eating worms, revel in the extremely dirty body by finding beauty and desire contact with the bad wound like eruptions. What can I say about such power of indiscrimination? Even after knowing about the great weaknesses of the body, people consider these to be good qualities. Qualities like desire, anger, and so on are enough for such a liking towards the bad body. By such a misunderstanding, people suffer pain, that is fury. Just as cotton caught in whirlwind, nowhere do they find stability, peace. Perhaps ignorant persons, given to eating and procreation, do not cognize the proximity of the dreadful death. Even though short lived, they desire for long lasting benefits, pleasures. Overpowered by desire and anger, they kill others for gaining selfish ends. People slain by desire and anger continuously strive for happiness. Certainly, they do not find the slightest happiness anywhere, even for a moment. Wherefrom men surrounded by the intense consuming fire of desire can have the happiness of being anointed by the sandal paste of detachment. Animals are more fortunate than human beings because they are mentally peaceful by engaging themselves in acquiring that much food which would be enough to satisfy their hunger, that too when they are hungry. Those animals without hoarding sleep peacefully. Alas, pitiable is slavery to desires which always brings pain, which are insatiable by any means practiced lifelong. Even after acquiring the entire wealth in the world, consisting of money, material, cattle, woman, a person cannot be free from worries even for a moment. Though possessing all wealth, prosperity, and sovereignty, people caught by desires are sorrowful. Money indeed is the root cause for sorrow and causes continuous fear. People acquire wealth through continuous physical and mental difficulties. Once they become rich, even friends turn enemies. One's own son, loved wife, mother, father, dear friend, and all look upon these people with hate and suspicion like a crow. Dear children, wife, and others pray for the death of this rich person. Hence, what indeed is the joy in money that is equal to one's own death? Even then, the ignorant person foolishly desires such wealth, by which he always strives to protect his family, consisting of wife, son, and so on, but faces many calamities by unprofitably clinging to it. A person acts with the belief that wife, son, and so on belong to him. Without that belief, there will not be the smallest of relationship. Acts done for gaining money will end up in great grief. Even those with long partnership will meet with bereavement. Thus, in this world, having been together with love till separation, persons will come to grieve immensely from bereavement of one of them. Such is the result of companionship, which always ends up in contrary result. Human beings thoughtlessly associate themselves with family till the end. The householders foolishly think that the association is permanent. Always interested in their family, they come to great grief in the end. The great drawback with money and men in their fickleness, loss of good qualities, which are difficult to be warded off. By this attachment, all good qualities will vanish completely. One who desires to be happy should never have attachment. Everything is pervaded by the fear of powerful death. Wealth, residence, wife, and heaven are all the results of one's action. Therefore, one should not aspire for any of these that give grief and are caught by death. One should always long for protection by which he will not grieve. I shall go to the great sage Dattatreya who gives happiness. Moving along with such thoughts, desiring happiness and total self-protection, Parasurama then saw a great mountain. The mountain before him had shining, skyscraping peaks. Clusters of clouds were resting on the peaks. The central portion of it was reverberating with the music of divine damsels. It was filled with the tinkling resonance of the anklets of dancing apsaras. It appeared beautiful by the group of Siddha women playing on the swing. Its caves were filled with the sports of intoxicated yaksha women. Its interior was suffused with fragrance of kadamba flowers. It bore a gentle breeze spreading the aroma of scented flowers. The lotuses in the ponds were glittering with swans, ruddy geese, cranes surrounding them. Its creepers were filled with the music of female bees. Witnessing such a grandeur, Parasurama approached the mountain named Gandhamadana, the dwelling of gods, in order to uplift the distressed struggling in the mire of the mundane ocean. The great yogi who was described by Samvarta lives here. As Parasurama was thinking thus, he saw the hermitage of Dattatreya Muni that he was longing for. This might be the hermitage of Guru Dattatreya, the Guru of Angirasa. Verily today has blossomed good fortune for me, who was unfortunate till now. It is a wonder that fortune will dawn on people in the course of time. Today I will see his lotus feet that destroy the heat of the worldly conflagration and shower nectar. Thinking so, Parasurama approached the door of the hermitage. Near the door he saw a Brahmin who was engrossed in meditation. Then, fearing to disturb his meditation, Parasurama stood for a while at a distance. After a while, the Brahmin opened his eyes and saw Parasurama, who moved towards him and started asking questions after prostrating at his feet. O Brahmin, whose is this most lovely hermitage, a glance of which confers comfort on one and all? Where is the hermitage of Guru Dattatreya, O yogi? O compassionate towards distressed, tell me soon with mercy. Listening to Parasurama, that peaceful Brahmin with a smile spoke words like a sweet essence of honey. This is the hermitage of that virtuous Guru, the king among yogis. Tell me who you are, from where you have come. What do you want? Hearing the words of that Brahmin, Parasurama spoke with folded palms. O great sage, I am born in the Bhrigu lineage as son of Jamadagni, well known as Parasurama. I have come here with some motive, ordered by the compassionate sage Samvarta. I desire to see the feet of the Guru immediately. O Brahmin, my mind is in a hurry to prostrate at his feet. Later you will come to know everything about me, just like a thirsty person wandering in the desert like forest, scorched with heat, will not be happy with anything other than getting cool water. Nothing would interest me other than the sight of my Guru's feet. Hence you make me known to him who destroys the misery of his disciples. Listening to Parasurama, the Brahmin with a smile replied sweetly, O Parasurama, due to the power obtained by serving the great Guru, I know clearly the purpose of your visit here. Go inside, the great sage who is the friend of the universe is there. Thus addressed by the Muni, Parasurama entered the hermitage. There Parasurama saw the leader of the ascetic clan being served by eminent yogis of great merit. Prostrating at his lotus feet, Parasurama stood nearby with folded palms looking at the posture of Guru Dattatreya. End of the 5th chapter of the MahatmyaKhandam of Sri Tripura Rahasyam.